Let's start at the beginning with parts 1 and 2. In part 1, in measure 5 and 6, well, all the way through, it's all slurred. Well, it's like every measure is slurred, and so there's no staccatos. And then in measure 5, there's bell tones for part 2, and then there's an accent on the first beat of 6, 7, and then there's bell tones on 8 and 9.
Christina?
Yeah.
When you say slurs all the way through, you gotta
Or
explain.
every measure.
Until where? For how long?
The entire piece?
No, until 9.
Okay.
Okay, let's hear 3 and 4.
No, you need to listen to that because your instructions were missing something, and you're going to hear what it is when you listen to it.
Okay, let's hear part 1 and 2 again. Measure 5, it should be both of them. Measure 6, it should be the first beat. Measure 7, it should be the first beat. Measure 8, it should be both beats. Measure 9, it should be both beats. Okay, now part 3 and 4, please. The beginning. Measure 6, the first beat should be a bell tone. Measure 7, the first beat should be bell tone. Measure 8, both of them should be bell tones. And measure 9, both of them should be bell tones.
Okay, now Christina, what would have saved you time?
Doing part 3.
2 and 3 together.
Right.
They have the exact same thing. Okay, also, you changed the articulation on part 1, but look at measure 10 and 11. Part 2 joins them exactly. So, knowing that there were some articulation errors earlier, you should have looked at it and said, oh, the articulation changes, let's just make sure that they're still on the right track. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So maybe you want to do that now.
Okay. Parts 1 and 2 at measures 10 and 11.
Okay, is it exactly what is in front of you?
Yeah.
Listen to it again.
Okay. Measure 10 again.
This is the hardest type of error. We've said this before.
How about you just listen to one of the parts?
Okay, let's hear part 1.
It's kind of hard to tell what's going on, right? Can you ask him to articulate a little more firmly where it's articulated?
I don't remember where it's articulated. Well, there shouldn't be an accent on 11.
Well, he was just
Yeah, I know.
articulating firmly for you. Why don't you listen to the other part and see what happens there too?
Okay.
Okay, I'll just tell you so you know. They have the whole measure is slurred.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and you can hear them articulating the beginning, but you can't hear them articulating beat 3.
Okay.
So that error right there, guys, is the one that you're going to have the hardest time with, especially if you have younger players who can fluff tongue anything. Their regular articulation sounds exactly like a slur, so you have no idea what's going on. So you have to teach your kids to play. Make sure, you know, when it's articulated, you articulate it, even if it's a little gentler. But then if you're not hearing the articulation, you have to ask for it. And if you hear it all slurred and it's not all slurred, you have to go after it. Okay, next is Jubilee.